So here is our proposed structure, our chiasm. Let's see what extra information it contains. Layer 1. And I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head, and his face was as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. Verse 1. And he said unto me, Thou must prophesy again before many peoples, and nations, and tongues, and kings. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, Rise and measure the temple of God, and the altar, and them that worship therein. But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread under foot 42 months. Verses 11 and 11, 1 and 2. Verses 11 and 11, 1 and 2 mention the temple of God, that is the heavenly sanctuary. It then naturally follows that verse 1's angel from heaven is Christ Jesus, our heavenly high priest, the minister of that sanctuary. But there is more. Verse 1 mentions of the angel that he is clothed with a cloud. What does one clothed with a cloud look like? A pillar of cloud. But verse 1 also mentions pillars of fire. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of cloud to lead them the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, to go by day and night. Exodus 13:21. And the angel of God which went before the camp of Israel removed and went behind them. And the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them. Exodus 14:19. Note how when the angel moves, the cloud moves, implying that perhaps the angel is in the cloud. So verse 1's angel from heaven clothed in a cloud is the angel of the Exodus, the angel in the pillar of cloud and fire, who is God. For the cloud of the Lord was upon the tabernacle by day, and the fire on it by night, in the sight of all the house of Israel, throughout all their journeys. Exodus 40:38. Verses 11 and 11, 1 and 2's temple of God then evokes an image of the tabernacle of the wilderness wanderings, built according to the heavenly pattern, dwelling and resting place of the angel and God of the pillar of cloud and fire amongst his people. But there is still more. Verse 1 mentions a cloud and a rainbow. And God spake unto Noah, and to his sons with him, saying, And I, behold, I establish my covenant with you, and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, and of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth. And I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, This is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you and every living creature that is with you, for perpetual generations. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud, and I will remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And the waters shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh, and the bow shall be in the cloud, and I will look upon it, that I may remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, This is the token of the covenant, which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth. Genesis 9, 8-17. Note, we have now looked at all the verses in the Bible that mention rainbow. 1. These verses in Genesis, in regards to the flood's rainbow covenant. 2. The one in Ezekiel 1 and the one in Revelation 4 as a characteristic of God. And 3. The one in Revelation 10 as a characteristic of the angel from heaven. Verse 1's angel from heaven is then the God of the flood's rainbow covenant. And verse 11 and 11:1 and 2's temple of God is then Noah's Ark. That might seem odd to equate Noah's Ark to the temple of God, but the underlying idea is that they both are places of refuge with only one entrance. We will cross paths with this again, several times in fact. Layer 2.